Hi, happy Friday. It's me, Maria. We're hanging out here from the Fox 11 newsroom. Thanks so much for joining us. If you haven't already, please subscribe to our YouTube channel and make sure you like us and share the link, because today we're going to hang out not just with Tony, who is here with us on the other side of the desk here, but Marianne from the Gilligan Island series that I grew up on. Oh my gosh, she's coming in. Everyone grew up on Marianne and Ginger and Skipper and Gilligan and Thurston Howell and the Professor. Anyway, she's written a book called What Would Marianne Do? A Guide to Life. So we're going to talk to her about that. But we're also going to talk to the director of the movie The Equalizer, Antoine Fuqua, has come in, who also directed movies like The Replacement Killers, Training Day, The Shooter.
He's working with Denzel again.
Yes, this is the second time. Anyway, I will be right back. I have to go on the set to do a quick weather hit, and I'll be right back. Who's got that sound? Is that you, Joe?
What?
I hear some sounds.
There is some sound.
What is that?
Oh yeah, it's Joe. We're coming out of your speakers, Joe.
Yeah, for some reason. Let's try muting Joe and see. Yeah.
Yeah, I saw this green bar light up.
Yeah, it's
Okay,
gone.
I'll be right back. Tony's here, and I will be right
Something.
back.
All right, I guess I'll come over.
Oh, gosh.
All right, if you must.
All right.
Hey guys,
Good morning, Tony.
Hello, Tony.
Yeah.
Yeah.
how's everything going? Oh my
Not
goodness.
too bad, and you?
Yeah.
What do we have here today?
Good.
Oh, we have Carlos. Carlos in the house. Hector in the house.
Hey.
Joe in the house. John in the house. Kimpton. Yes, the Canadian is here. Kia. Kia, where have you been?
Oh,
Party people. Hey.
Hey, Clarissa. Hi.
Tony! What's going on, party people?
Hey, we got a full house going on here today.
Right?
Can I get a hallelujah, amen?
Right? Everybody loves you, Tony.
We have some really good guests though today. I'm sure you guys know that. We have Antoine Fuqua, who is the director of The Equalizer, which is coming out, Denzel's latest movie, and he worked with Denzel, as you may know, in Training Day. He was the director of that movie, and you know that's the movie for which Denzel won his first Best Actor Oscar. You know, before that he had won an Oscar for Best Supporting Actor in Glory.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah, that's the movie for which he won Best Actor. Won the Oscar for Best Actor. Did any of you see Training Day?
Yeah.
Yeah, I did.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that was a pretty great. It was a pretty tough movie to watch at times, I thought.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
So it'll be interesting to see. You know, I love Denzel Washington. I just say that. You know, I just think he is such an amazing actor. I think Denzel can turn a phrase, you know, unlike most actors in Hollywood, and he can say things and do more with his eyes than most can do with their whole bodies. That's just my personal opinion.
Agreed.
Yeah.
And he is fine. Hello.
Okay, Clarissa, that's that. Because do you know that the man is, and I'm not putting his business out there because if you go on the web, it's all out there. I think he's very close to 60, isn't he?
Yeah, he is a like
You would
old enough
never-
to be a
you would
grandpa.
never know that. You know, to look at him, you know, he looks, you know, every bit as young as Joe in Hawaii. You know, must be that good Hawaii living.
But have you seen Aaron Neville lately? I mean, he is like 73 and he looks like he's 40.
I have not seen Aaron. You know, I know his niece very well, Arthel Neville, because I used to work with her here. I think Arthel may be at the Fox Network now. I know she was at last check, but yeah, well, but you know, yeah. I mean, yeah. I'm not surprised though. You know, they own, I think they still own it, the Neville brothers. I think they still own the Speakeasy or bar, or whatever you call them in New Orleans.
Yeah.
I think
Yeah, I mean they are still basically gym rats. So like he showed himself in the weight room, and like I said, he could put someone half his age to shame.
well, he always had a great build. No, he's always been kind of buff.
Mhm.
So, yeah, no, I haven't seen him recently though. No, I had not. And also we have Don. Not, come on, everybody knows about Gilligan's Island, right? Everyone watched Gilligan's Island, right? I mean, I watched.
Oh yeah.
I used to watch endless reruns of Gilligan's Island. As a matter of
The
fact,
guest stars that they had would just be
walking
hilarious.
by
Like all of a sudden, like the Harlem Globetrotters would be on the island, and then they would just not be there. They got visited by aliens and everything else. Just so ridiculous.
Boy.
But she has lived quite a life. Very interesting, and I've heard so many stories and rumors about that cast, and I don't know if you guys are going to get into that with her, but I've heard so many things about that cast and how some of them did or did not get along. That's all I'll say. And Ginger, Tina Louise, you never see her anywhere these days. I mean, she's kind of become a recluse. Anyway, Dawn Wells is on her way in, so you guys get your questions ready.
Yes, get your questions ready. She's walking up the hallway. Thanks, Tony. Tony, you better take your new.
I'm gonna ask her about something non-Gilligan's Island related.
I absolutely love him. You hate it.
Just see what happens.
No, I don't hate it. It's just all you care about is the battery.
Off guard.
That is how I refer to your new drawer. Okay, here she comes, you guys. Hold on. Oh, we have a full house today. I love it. Yay.
We do. We even have Stacy here.
Hi, nice to meet you, Maria. Pleasure to meet you, aren't you? Please come here and join me on this end. This is our Tony McEwing.
How are you? Pleasure to meet you.
You as well. Please come join me. This is our little Google Plus Hangout that we have on our YouTube channel. So it airs basically, well, anywhere around the world. Anyone that has a YouTube channel, as you know. Are you hooked into social media and all that good stuff?
A little bit. I do Facebook and stuff, but
I
don't do this.
Well, that's okay. We are going to inform you a little bit about Google Plus. Anyway, this is our microphone right here. This is our little camera. So yeah, we can just move in a little bit, and there's our camera right there. Basically, how it works is that we get to hang out with about 9 other people from all over the world in the Hangout, so they can fan chat with us.
Do you see their faces?
Yes, and I'll show you that in just a second. And then this is broadcast out to our YouTube channel. So anyone with a YouTube channel, like I said, can see us right now. So hey, you guys, if you're just joining us, by the way, it's very casual and very informal. It's kind of just a talky back.
Hanging out.
Just hanging out, exactly. Just why it's called. So Dawn, it's a pleasure to meet you, by the way. We have Dawn Wells from, you may remember this little show called Gilligan's Island. She's written a book called A Guide to Life, What Would Marianne Do? I love this, and I was streaming through the book. That's one of the reasons why I was delayed in starting the Hangout. I got so caught up in it, so I'm excited to talk to you, Dawn, about that. Quickly, I want to introduce you to everybody that's in the Hangout, though. Okay. This is Stacy. She's hanging out with us from Lincoln this morning.
Hi.
Nick is with us from Dallas.
Good morning.
Kia is outside of Cleveland, right, Kia? I don't know why I always...
It's Kansas City.
Say that all the time. I'm so cute. Kansas City. Kempton is in Calgary, Canada. John is here in the Inland Empire. Joe is on Maui this morning.
I'm sorry, Joe.
I know, we feel so bad. Hector is here in the Inland Empire. Clarissa is in the Big Apple, New York City, and Carlos is down south of us in Orange County. And hello, YouTubers. If you have a question for Dawn, please put it in the Q&A box below. and I will try to get your question to Dawn, okay, before she has to go on the set. This is kind of like a stopping point before you go on the set for the interview with Steve.
This is my first
Lady.
doing something like this. This is cool. We should have had this on the island. We could have kept up with everybody at home.
Well, you know what? If you had gone on another season, I'm sure the professor would have figured it out.
I think so.
somehow.
Either that or a boat, one or the other.
Yes. First of all, you guys have some questions, I know, and you can get my attention, and I will go to you for your question. I am a huge fan, as we all are, still of your role, and I have to say that you're probably a lot of our favorites. I mean, a lot of us.
Well, she'd have been your best friend.
You could have been my best friend.
Yeah.
Absolutely. We wanted to be like you. There's a little bit of me, of course, all of us, about Ginger.
Well, of course. I've got a ginger side.
Yes, you do, and that's what I want to get into. I want to talk about that. But I want to quickly talk about the book that you have written here called A Guide to Life, What Would Marianne Do? So can you talk a little bit about
Well, you know, when we went on the air, there was no birth control. Right. So imagine, there wasn't. It wasn't even invented.
What?
So, right. The pill,
yes.
none of that.
I guess I'm saying because when I started watching it, yes, of course there was,
course.
but not when you made it.
But take her and drop her in this country today. What does she have? What would she do? And what have we lost? What manners have we lost? What work ethics have we lost? What do we need to remind ourselves about? Where can we go from here? Both parents are working. You know, it's not the same as when my mother knew where I was every single second of my life.
Right.
Well, now you can't keep up. So it's kind of a guide to life of what we can do now. It's not a goody two-shoes book.
No.
And it's a fun read. I'm very proud of it.
It is a fun read, and I love all of the photographs that's in it, of course, and there's kind of some examples referring back to some of the other characters on the show, right?
Yeah.
Who has the first question for Dawn? I was going to say Marianne.
That's okay. I'll answer anything but Ginger. But go ahead.
Go ahead, Nick. What is your question, Nick?
Okay, I'll ask you a question. You've gotten plenty of questions about Gilligan's Island, but if there were a role other than Gilligan's Island that you'd like to be remembered for, what would it be?
I just did Lion in Winter last year, and I would say that, on stage. Yeah, and being able to break that image and be able to do something dramatic is really, it's hard to break the Marianne image because they keep casting you as the same kind of character. So I'd say Lion in Winter is probably I'm most proud of.
Who else had a question? Kia, did you have a question?
Yeah, I have a question too.
Go ahead.
Yes. Okay. So definitely, as a fashion blogger, I have to ask what your secret is that you do not look anywhere near your age.
Well, I don't know. That's interesting. I had such terrible acne when I was a young girl. I had so much oil on my skin. I've never used a moisturizer or anything. They put sulfur in my makeup when I was doing Gilligan's Island. They took it all off at noon and put it all on again because of the oil in my skin. So while you all had those beautiful complexions, I'm not wrinkling, knock on wood, nearly as much because I still have all that oil in my skin, I guess.
Now would Marianne subscribe to the new remedies of, prolonging the youth, shall we say? Like, would she go in for some Juvederm or some Botox or a little nip and tuck, perhaps?
I don't know. I'm not against it. I'm terrified, though. I mean, what if there's a mistake?
Yes.
And there you are.
We've seen some of that.
I know. I know. And with people who have the money and get the best doctors, things still go wrong. So not yet. Maybe in a couple of years.
But Marianne would be, yes.
Marianne is very progressive, though. I think Marianne would have kind of kept up with the times.
Absolutely. I think so, too. Tempton, yes. Go ahead.
Yeah. Don, you have such a long and successful career. What would an advice that you would give yourself when you're starting up, if you could, like, time travel and talk to yourself?
Well, I think being prepared. I was very well trained. I went to college, got a degree in theater. Plus, you have to keep up. I mean, it's a constant process. I was constantly taking acting classes, challenging myself in other roles. I mean, and then you have no control. You can walk into an audition and who cares? You know, it's very difficult. I think you have to be strong inside. I think you have to know who you are and not be swept away by what the fads are, what the parties are. It's a job. It's called show business, and it is a business. And I think it's important to read the contracts, to know what you're getting yourself into, all of that.
Clarissa, yes, go ahead, Clarissa.
Hi, Dawn, thank you so much. You're such an inspiration to all of us. So I'm really excited to read the book. So what I'm curious about is what kind of message would you give the modern, technology-immersed woman?
You have to do it quickly, Dawn, because they are
Okay.
calling you.
I'm going to
Yes.
I'm going to say learn all you can, but don't spend your whole time in front of this machine. You know, you need to interact with people. We are doing that now. This is the first time I've ever done that. But I'd like to really sit and look into your eyes and talk to you. So the more we can meet person to person, I think the better off we can do.
We have to go. I have to let her go, and I didn't even take a photo. Will someone take a photo?
Quick.
We need to go.
1, 2, 3. Cheese. I'll get it in post. Okay.
Bye, y'all.
Bye, guys. Thank you.
Bye.
Oh my
Bye.
gosh, it was a pleasure to meet
Nice
you.
to meet you too, Julie.
Right.
Oh, she didn't sign the calendar either.
Yeah.
Thank
it's just-
you. Dawn has a book. It's called What Would Marianne Do? Here it is. It's really a fun read. To be honest, I was flipping through it earlier, and I was chit-chatting with Tony the whole time, and then I just lost track of time, and I realized that I was so late in getting the hangout started. I wish we could have gotten her earlier. I'm so bummed. I had so many other questions to ask. Like, you know, how was it on the set of Gilligan's Island?
She'll tell you to read a book.
Naughty in terms of just her, you know, her
Well,
wicked
on page
ways.
50.
Ginger, ugh. And you know how they would play that game, right? Like, who would you be? Who would you date? Would you go with Marianne? Would you go with Ginger? Like stuff like that, right? Did you guys play that game? Yes? No?
Yes.
Me?
Yeah.
Well, I was like 6 years old.
Morning, Julie.
No, but I mean, just I watched it in syndication as well, but you know, just even now, people still make that reference. Like, you know, would you be Marianne? Would you be categorized as? Would you be the professor? Would you be, you know, that kind of stuff. I just love Gilligan's Island. It was only on for 3 seasons, and I feel like it was on longer than that. I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
Well, you know, they did several polls about who would people rather date, Ginger or Marianne.
Right. Everyone
And
said
3
Marianne.
times more people said Marianne than Ginger.
No,
I mean,
know.
consistently.
Yes.
And they said that Tina Louise got annoyed about that.
Yes, I think so. That's what Tony was saying. That there was some.
Well, apart she was reportedly
Notoriously difficult on the set. Yeah, so I wanted to ask Dawn about that. And I could have sworn that we had her, but maybe not. Maybe we had not. Is that who is echoing?
and part of the reason,
Joe has feedback.
part of what went on with Tina Louise is that I guess the way the part was sold to her was that
The part of Ginger.
yes,
Yeah.
that she was going to basically be the star.
Well, there were no stars. There were all the stars.
It's ensemble, but then the way that she shows right?
Oh, that
She
she
said-
was going to be
She
the
was
thought.
the primary star, and then, you know, with a few satellite
Right,
people
right.
around. And of course, we know that's not how the show worked out.
No.
You
The
know,
show worked out, and they were all. I mean,
Yeah.
was there one breakout star of that show? No, it was an ensemble cast.
it was an ensemble cast, but she certainly didn't stand out any more than anyone else.
No, no more, but no less.
No less.
No less than anyone else.
Yeah, it's an expectation thing, right? Tony, you're saying.
I think it was a huge.
Was it
It
her
was,
ego?
it was
yeah.
a huge thing for her.
Her and I think money too was probably
Money was
a big
well, you
issue.
know,
I do remember
Isn't she the only one that made any money?
Dawn.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know about that. I think she parlayed her career.
No, I
into-
think she is. Isn't she the only one? You should read up on this. I thought that what happened was, you know, the residual thing and all that wasn't.
that was not
never in there,
even
but-
an option back then.
But it happened with her because she had an agent that was smart enough to say at the very beginning, I think this is how it went, at the very beginning of negotiations, look, you know, this contract isn't fair, you know, we want this, and the network said, fine, because the network didn't think it was going to be anything.
Ah, so she actually did. You know what? That's interesting because what was the advice that she gave in regard? Was it Kia's question or was it Clarissa? I can't remember, but she said it's a business.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Show business.
So, and that's another one of the bitter pills
Yeah.
that because she's the only one who made like big
Right,
money.
right.
Because
Oh.
because what she did, it wasn't that she made the money in the 3 seasons that it was on.
Right.
It was that her
residual.
agent put it in that she would get a certain percentage of the residuals. Do you know how that thing
I heard the same thing, Tony.
you know how that thing has played all over the world?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I know it continues.
She makes so much money because of that.
Oh wow, what's up?
Yeah.
Nick?
Yeah.
Oh, you know who's here? Antoine's here already. Okay, cool.
Oh, that's fine.
We don't have that much time.
Oh, cool. Be cool.
Questions in.
Yeah.
Hi, Antoine. Hi, pleasure to meet you.
Pleasure.
Please tell me the proper way to. Tony McEwing, I'm morning in here as well. Please tell me how to talk about that. My last name is Quiban. It's a little hard to do. But the Q's are a little. Please join me here, Antoine. Thank you so much.
Absolutely.
I don't know if Anthony told you a little bit about what we do here with our Google Plus Hangout. It broadcasts live to our YouTube channel. And we hang out specifically with some of our friends here. There's about 9 of them. There's 9, up to 10 total, including me, and then it's broadcast into our YouTube channel. This is our little microphone.
Nice.
This is our camera here. Very different from the cameras you work with
I
typically.
see. It's all changing. Movies like that one day.
So true, and I want to talk to you about that.
Oh,
but come a little bit closer, and that way we can chit-chat with everybody here. So, what a pleasure. It's very casual, by the way.
And I'm looking here most of the time when I'm not looking at you.
Anyone here, you
this
can
group
look at
here.
me all the time. That's okay, too.
Okay.
Who wouldn't want that? But no, here's the camera right here, and then there's a group, and I'll pop them up in just a second, and I'll introduce you guys. But if you're just joining us, YouTubers, hi, good morning. I'm joined by Antoine Fuqua, the director of the new movie that's coming out with Denzel Washington called The Equalizer. I think this is the second time you guys have worked together.
Yeah.
First was Training Day.
Mhm.
So what a great chance to meet the director of one of the movies that are opening this weekend, which I want to see, by the way. Quickly, I want to introduce everyone in the Hangout. We've got Nick, who is hanging out with us in Dallas.
What's up, Nick?
Kia, who's in Kansas City. That's
Kia?
I got it right, Kia. Captain, who is in Calgary, Canada.
Hi, Antoine.
John is in the Inland Empire. Joe is in Maui right now. Yes, we're
Nice, Joe.
saying
I'm
boo-hoo
jealous about that.
Right. That's my home. Hector, we've got in the Riverside.
Hector?
Clarissa is in the
Morning.
Big Apple, New York City. Carlos is in Orange County, and Ayub
Morning.
is in the UK. I'm so glad you joined us, Ayub. He's from Leicester in England.
What's up, mate?
And our YouTubers who are watching, if you haven't, please subscribe to our channel and thumbs up and like us as well. So let's talk about The Equalizer.
Yeah.
I would love to see this movie this weekend. It looks fantastic. First of all, I would go to any movie that Denzel is in. That's just, I'm just a huge fan.
He's a great actor.
So this is the second time you guys have paired up, and The Equalizer, really quickly, looks exciting because you've got this guy. Basically, I was reading the origin story of the series that some of us are familiar with. Is that right?
Yeah, it's more of an origin story. Yeah,
More
we
of an
didn't
origin story.
take a lot from the series.
No.
Yeah, we kind of
Just
did
the
our own
character.
thing. Just the character and the title.
Yes. You watched it a little bit, I'm assuming, when you were.
My mother and my
growing
grandmother
up.
watched it more. Yeah,
Yeah.
I was watching Miami Vice.
Of course. Those
When
are
they in Ferraris and,
nice looking suits.
you know, the
and
ocean.
fast boats.
You know.
I get it, which a lot of action, and I'm
That's
sure
right.
there's a lot of action in the Equalizer as well. I know that you guys have some questions for Antoine, so just get my attention and I will go to you for sure. How was it working the second time with Denzel? Was it like the last time? Differences, similarities?
Even better.
Better.
Even better, yeah, because we know each other and we trust each other. You know,
Yeah.
So there was no questions about how we work together and
Uh-huh.
we collaborate well together. And, you know, we have a lot of fun.
Yeah. When you work with an actor who's also a director, is it different, or is there sort of something that's unsaid, or do you view it the same way?
No, I mean, when he's on the set with me as a director, then he's just the actor.
Yeah.
And that's how he likes to do it as well.
Yeah.
And I'm the director. So that's where the trust comes in. I'm doing my job. He does his job. He doesn't have to worry about that part.
Right,
So, yeah.
right. I know that you have a question. Who's first? Was it you, Ayub? Go ahead.
You said that only your mother and your grandmother used to watch the show, and I was a huge fan of the show back in the day. What do you say to people who expect something that's a little bit more like the show?
Well, I think it can evolve into, you know, in the show he was already dressed in a nice suits and he had the Jaguar and he was already
That's
established
amazing.
more. This is more of an origin story. The heart of it is still the same, where he helps people who can't help themselves. which is really what that show was about. Because when I did see it, that's what I took from it. That here's a guy who was not asking for money or anything. He was doing it just because he was doing the right thing. So they'll always get that, and then it will evolve into something more to maybe what you're used to later on.
I am fascinated with the Equalizer. I love the vigilante. I love the guy who is so complex and strong and can make bad people go away.
Fix your problems. That's right.
He's a fixer. I was reading that you know some people who are kind of like these guys.
Yeah, I know some people.
You know some
I
people.
got some friends.
So you kind of took from their stories, right? Like,
well, I didn't take from the stories,
or
but there was
something,
well,
right,
some of the
like
action is based on me sitting down with them and discussing how they would handle certain situations.
Were they ever in like these kinds of situations?
Myself?
Them.
They've been in some pretty hairy situations.
Really? I'm kind of a conspiracist like that. Like I will literally go into a store like a Home Depot and I'll go, that guy seems, I don't know,
A little off.
a little different.
A little different.
Yeah.
A lot of times it's the ones you don't expect. It's the ones that are like you know, you're like in the beautiful dress. And
I'm like,
next thing I know, she hit me upside the head with her like sanitizer. I don't know.
That's right. Okay, who had another question? Who has Kempton? Yes, go ahead.
Yeah, Antoine, I read that the movie started quiet, but then it action-packed and a lot of blood. So do you have to cut some scenes and whatnot because it's just way too bloody when you see it?
I can imagine.
Well, in this case, I mean, you know, we whatever I shot is in the movie. You know, because I was aware of it while I was doing it that, you know, at some point you gotta balance that. So as opposed to shooting something that I can't use, I just made sure everything I can use is in the film.
I have a question from someone who wrote in earlier, and I need to ask it because it's a good question. I'm hoping I can find it. Where did it go? Darn! I should. Oh, here it is. Maybe it's over here. Here it is. Okay. Hi, please ask Mr. Fuqua about the difference between the prospects of a straight-to-DVD release of a black film as opposed to a major release. I guess this person saw a highly anticipated film last weekend that was she's certain that it was absolutely better, could have been better, had it been executed with a major release. Where they lost their financing and began fighting about what scenes to include. I'd like to be wrong about that, but what is your input on that?
Well, it's show business.
That's the second time we've heard that today. It is business, number one and first and foremost.
It's business, yeah. I mean, you from the beginning, you got to go in with people that are going to support the film. If you're with a major studio, you know, distribution's already in place.
Right.
Which is the beauty of that. Marketing, everything's in place. If you're doing an independent film, a lot of times they don't have everything in place. And if the film doesn't have a certain commercial value or either impact, it can find itself going to DVD just based on those things, or a lot of other reasons. There's 1,000 reasons where a movie
there are 1,000 reasons, exactly.
On DVD, you know, so.
We talked about the technical parts of making a movie and how this camera is now the fact that we're doing what we're doing here online, a lot of films going straight to streaming and TV shows. What do you feel about how technology is it driving the business in a way, or how it's changing your business?
It's certainly changing because I'm sitting there talking to you and talking to everyone on this computer, which
that's true.
Pretty unique. It's changing the business, but I think it's just another part of the business. Hopefully it will never replace going to the movies and having an experience with an audience.
I don't think it would ever.
But it's certainly changing the way we market films. It's changing the opportunities for people who want to be filmmakers to have other avenues to see other material. So I think it's good as long as we have enough content.
I think that's the bottom line, though, isn't it? Even in our business here, content is king. If you've got something that's good, then everyone will want to see it, right?
Exactly, and everybody is not making studio movies, so the streaming is a way for people to see your work around the world.
Is there a project that you have down the line that may not be as a commercial success as it can be, but the story really means something to you?
There's things I'm developing as well, that I feel that might be tougher sales to do for a major studio, but it may find its way through streaming or something.
Excellent, excellent. Did I miss anyone's question?
Can I ask Antoine another question?
All day. I'm just
Sorry.
interested in this part of it too. Kia, yeah,
Take
you got one.
Kia first.
Yeah. Well, I did have a question about working with Denzel, going back to Training Day. How did you know that he would be such an epically good bad guy? Like, I mean, up until that point, we had not really seen that side of Denzel, and like he just pulled it off remarkably. So, like, what did you see, or what made you think that he would be perfect for that role?
He did win an Oscar, did he not?
Yeah, he
for
won the
that?
Oscar,
Yeah.
I mean, that's part of my job as a director to be able to see that in actors and see that in people. I've always seen it in him, the edge in Denzel. I mean, if you go back to Glory, you know, he was a pretty belligerent character in that movie, not as he should have been. But I've always seen that edge in him, and then I know Denzel as a friend, so I knew Alonzo was close to.
There's something about Denzel's eyes, and he could not say anything, and he could just go. He does something with his lips that it just has me. I saw him on the stage recently for A Raisin in the Sun in New York.
That's right. Yeah.
And you know, he played someone who was probably 20 years younger than who he is today. He pulled it off, no problem.
Yeah.
I mean, he can do anything. What is it about an actor that you immediately know that that's someone you want to work with, or you know, as opposed to someone that you kind of have to mold a little bit and get out?
It's the it factor. It's hard to say what it is. You just feel it. You can see him. You can feel it. You know. And, Jake Gyllenhaal's in my next film. I'm
Yes.
now.
Is that Southpaw?
Southpaw, yeah. And he
Yeah,
plays the boxer, and a lot of
boxer.
people say, "Oh, Jake Gyllenhaal's a fighter." Wait till you see him.
Well, he's a good actor.
Yeah,
So
but wait till you see him as an actor and as a boxer. He's amazing.
Can I talk a little bit about your career? Because I know there are some people who might be watching who want to pursue what you're doing. You went to college.
West Virginia.
Did you graduate in film
I
and
played
theater?
basketball. No, I went to school to be an electrical engineer.
Oh, is that right?
I went to fly jets in the military.
Whoa! So then you went from that to music.
I took art classes in school, and that's where the love of cinema. But I've always watched movies. I love movies growing up. And then when I left school, I went to New York and got a job as a production assistant.
That's how some of us start.
Yeah,
right,
coffee.
For those of you watching, PAs, yeah.
Right, and you know, kind of learned the trade and learned to figure out which part of the business I fit in and what was exciting for me. And directing was kind of came to me. Not easy, but it felt natural.
Yeah, because it's difficult to get in.
Very difficult.
So if you had advice for someone watching, and you know what they can do.
Learn the craft. Really learn the craft. Learn how to make a movie, why you use certain lenses. Learn the craft of filmmaking, and then take advantage of technology.
Yes.
You know, use these digital cameras. Go make a little movie. You know, nowadays you can do it. You know, just get out there and try and make a little movie and utilize this technology.
Hey, Ayub, you had a question. You had another one? Go ahead.
Yeah. I just wanted to know. Basically, Maria asked you that somebody else said. They mentioned the term black movies. Now, do you find that people of color who are making movies still have to fight through a racial stereotype to get their movie seen as a movie rather than a black, Hispanic, Indian, whatever movie?
Yeah, that's a good question.
Yeah, I mean, obviously it still exists. Unfortunately, that's just you know, we you know, we're visual people. Everything has to be put in a box or a label. Even Equalizer, I don't consider it an action movie. I consider it's a drama that has action in it. Like everybody wants to put everything in a box because it's sometimes it's lazy, sometimes it's convenient. But you know, I think the only way to do that is to just make movies and stories that are universal. The filmmaker themselves, even whether it be female, Catherine Bigelow or anybody, you just got to make movies, and the movies will transcend your color and race if it's just a quality movie. Nobody thinks about Hurt Locker as a female director.
No.
She just made a great movie, and so you know. But the only way to get through that is to just make movies and don't ever let people label you. I don't allow people to label me a black filmmaker. I'm black. I look in the mirror every day. I know what color I am. My movies are whatever color the characters happen to be or wherever the story takes place. But that's the key. is we just got to make movies and get past that.
Yeah.
Just a round of
Speaking
applause for that
movies, you've
answer.
got
That was fantastic.
Equalizer now. You've got Southpaw coming up.
Mm-hmm.
What else are you working on?
Me and Denzel are going to do Magnificent Seven next.
Oh, what? You're going to do...
Ah.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Straight up.
Did you ever think about being an actor? Because, I mean, you seriously could be an actor.
Thank you, but never.
No?
No.
Why?
When I'm sitting
Yeah,
across
they're a
from
little
Denzel,
crazy. They're a little crazy.
yeah, a little bit. They're like several different people all the time. I'm just one person, and I'm crazy enough. Like you sit across from people like Denzel, you just go like, yeah, I'm on the right side of the camera.
Yeah.
You know, those guys are amazing.
Yeah.
Antoine, thank you so much for taking the time to talk to us.
Thanks for
Really
having me here.
appreciate it.
Real pleasure.
You guys, thank you. You
Nice
got to
meeting
see
you
the
guys.
movie Equalizer. It is out today, right?
Yeah.
Let's take a quick photo with Antoine before he goes. Here's our little camera.
Mhm.
Now, hopefully my camera is working today. You guys have to take some too, because I don't know if mine's
Yeah.
working today.
And get Antoine
Here we
to
go.
sign the calendar.
1, 2. There's a little bit of a delay. 1, 2, 3, cheese. Oh, it did work.
Okay. Oh, still going.
Yeah, that's
I'm
good.
still
That's
talking.
we're clicking
Yeah.
like crazy.
Oh, no, that's good.
Oh, okay.
I took
This will
one.
never stop.
No, it's all good. Okay.
You're quick. Haven't on your calendar, Maria.
Oh, calendar. No.
She has us muted.
Yeah.
Yep.
Where's Tony?
Right here.
Tony's right there. There he is.
Tony!
He didn't
come
sign
and-
the calendar.
Guys,
Oh,
Oh no, the calendar.
Go get him! Go get him! Go get him!
we gotta go. You can take it out there.
okay, I'll be right back. I'll be right back.
Okay.
Tony!
See if Mary
Johnny.
Ann's still out there too. Doubt it.
I think Mary Ann might be long gone already. She already finished her segment, the segment with Steve and Lisa.
There he is! Tony! How are you?
A spot. Being sharp.
Interesting guy.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, you're getting my.
Very thoughtful, and yeah, did you know that he went to university and then did he say electrical engineering or something like that?
Yeah, he did the same degree as I did.
Oh, wow, and then arts, same degree as you.
Yeah, I did electronic engineering. But
Electronic-
Tony, it's great to see you. You look good.
Thank you. Are you? So do
You
you.
always look sharp.
What?
What now?
I just sat down here and you come right back over.
What now? You're sitting at her chair. I mean, she looks better on this side, right?
That's Maria's fancy chair.
You
No,
know,
you see that now. Now you see Tony's the interviewer and Maria's.
Maria's already beautiful. I need all the good lighting I can get.
That's a good answer.
Where's the good lighting? Right there?
Yeah, this is the good lighting.
There. It's all good right here.
No, it isn't.
It's good wherever you are.
Well, that was fun. I really liked him.
Did you get him to?
Yeah, he did. He signed it. I didn't get Marianne though, but oh well. I forgot. I'm sorry. You guys have to remind me in the beginning.
We tried to, but you muted us.
Right, but
No, with Marianne, you didn't remind me with Marianne. I mean, Don. Don Wells.
Oh.
Anyway, he was a nice guy, wasn't he?
Mm-hmm.
He just seemed like
Very
warm and fun.
thoughtful. Yeah.
Very thoughtful.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he's a very nice guy, and I feel almost bad that I really despise what he's done with the Equalizer story.
It's not the Equalizer story. That's what he's trying to tell you.
I know, but it's still Robert McCall. It's still the Equalizer, but it's just wrong.
It's one origin story.
A loose adaptation.
Because too much blood or what?
No, it's just I was a huge fan of the show. I kind of grew up with the show. I watched it.
Oh,
It was
no, I like it. I like it. It didn't get really the best reviews, to be honest, on Rotten Tomatoes. I think it was certified rotten, actually.
59%.
59%. So I guess that's on the Rotten.
Borderline.
Yeah, it's like borderline. I saw the trailer and it looked really good. And again, anything with Denzel, I will watch. Just how it is.
I think the critique is it's very one track, right? It's like there's not much room for the character. Like everyone have to love him, and then the way the body count just power ups, and I think some critics didn't like that mindless bit.
I wonder if there are real equalizers, Tony. I asked you about that.
I think there probably are.
Well, you know what? I forgot to ask him the definition of an equalizer, quote unquote, but he was talking about it in some of the interviews. How I actually think you're kind of like this, Tony, because when things happen around you, most people their heart rate starts to jump up, and they start to their pupils start to dilate, right? And they panic. You don't. Tony's like cool as a cucumber. Like stuff would be happening around Tony, and he's just like, really cool. I don't know. You're very mysterious in a lot of ways.
That's Tony. Because I'm a vampire and I'm not really alive.
I'm serious. Like stuff could be happening around us here in the newsroom because there's some kind of breaking news. Literally, there will be an earthquake around Tony, and he's just. Okay. Obviously, that was a little shaker, and he would just go on.
We have that on tape.
Nothing. It's on tape. So yeah.
It's
so
on
what
YouTube.
is your true story, Tony?
I'm a vampire.
No, you see, the thing with Tony is his experience. He's seen most of everything already, so nothing's going to surprise him.
Yeah, I don't know why that is. I don't know. But people say that I'm kind of like this, and when people say that. I don't know really how to take that. I don't know if that means that I'm
You're lifeless.
Desensitized to horror.
No, you're professional because you are a news anchor. So I mean, yeah,
it's definitely
most people see you in front of the camera, right?
So would you go out there with Jim Cantori then and stand in the hurricanes and stuff and report?
No.
I've done that kind of crazy stuff though. I mean, I've reported like right in the middle of earthquakes while they were happening, and and I don't forget well you would know this, but I covered the riots. The riots in 1992 here in Los Angeles. I was working in Sacramento at the time, and I was riding the thick of things. I mean, bullets were flying.
Are you serious? I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Were you scared?
I was scared, but at the time, you're just doing your job, and so you kind of get caught up in the adrenaline of the moment, and you're not really thinking about, you know what, you could die here, and you probably will.
I think reporters don't reporters have this. It's false. I think there's a sense of like a bubble around you.
Well, I don't think you think there's a bubble around you. But what I think, but I know what you're talking about. Yeah. What I think it is that it's not. I don't think that we're invincible or that we.
No.
But it's just that I think we're so caught up, and most of us. I can't speak for everyone, but I think we're sort of so caught up, and at the same time we think. Well, we're reporting on this, so we're not really part of what's happening.
That's what I mean.
So I'm looking at it, and I'm telling you about what's happening here, but I'm not really a part of it, so it's not really going to affect me the same way.
Exactly.
But the bullet doesn't know that.
Right. Exactly.
The bullet doesn't know that.
The one that pulled the trigger may not be shooting at you, but the bullet finds you.
I know, but there's that. That's what I'm talking about.
So that's what I think happens. You think, well, I'm reporting on this, but I'm not really part of it.
So therefore, I'm invisible. You're not. You're not invisible.
There's not no bulletproof shield.
Yeah.
Speaking
I have a bulletproof shield, right?
Okay,
always in pocket that protects your heart.
This is Tony's new phone. Well, that's actually the interim phone until he gets his
I get the
actual
newer version of this.
But this is made of Kevlar. So
I need it.
Wow.
So he literally put it on his head. It's made of Kevlar, so you can.
What?
Bulletproof.
Kevlar's a fabric. How do they make a phone out of it?
Well, no, it's the same Kevlar that they use on those Kevlar helmets that they have, right?
This is Kevlar. My wallet's made out of Kevlar.
It's a Kevlar weave coating of solid plastic shell, dude.
Oh, well, that's...
and there's something over it.
Yeah. But it's heavy.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. Why are they showing those clips? Oh, because that's his uncle. I see.
Can I share something? If you guys have to say this.
Oh, I gotta go.
There's some breaking news happening in Hong Kong, and yeah, I'm kind of quite sad.
What's happening in Hong Kong?
Yeah, some breaking news. Some
guys.
student protesters are being like sensitive about it. See you, Tony.
Oh, I don't know about that.
Yeah.
I can't.
It started with a class boycott, and then they're at the Hong Kong government headquarters, and the police are fencing them in and probably direct them into jail.
Let me look that up. Okay, you guys. Well, listen, that's all I have for you today. I am off next week, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. So I apologize ahead of time that next Friday I will not be able to have a hangout. But maybe we'll have one on Monday or Tuesday, just because. Yeah.
Okay.
So I'll see. I'll look ahead and see who the guests are, and maybe we should have a hangout. Anyway.
Especially for someone there from the blacklist. Now the new season has started, they might be coming through. Right?
Yeah.
Blacklist.
Yeah.
Or even from
Great
the
show.
Flash or Arrow, because I think they're starting in a week or so.
Okay, I will look it up. And plus, you know, our friend Trev cannot make hangouts on Fridays anymore because he's working, so maybe we should just have one so that he can join as well.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. All right, you guys. Well, it's nice to see you, especially the faces I haven't seen in a while.
Good to see you.
Good to see you.
And I will see you all next week, okay?
Okay.
Bye, YouTubers. I just realized.
Bye, YouTubers.
Have a good one.
Bye, YouTubers. Thanks for joining.
See you guys.
See you.